Hey guys, it's Bub here, and in this video we are revisiting X-Lite Optimum 11. We took a look at this back in April of 2023 where I said that it really wasn't great. There were a lot of things I didn't like about it, it was buggy, and overall it just kind of sucked. But recently, in the comments of that video, many users have been commenting that I should revisit the 24H2 version of this operating system. They said that it improved so many things that I critiqued in my previous video, and overall, I would be much happier with the result of this operating system. So in this video, we're taking a look 1 year later at X-Lite Optimum 11 to see truthfully what has changed. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. We're booting into the ISO right here, and yep, the same thing I critiqued last time is still here. The ugly background. I mean, first of all, this logo is ugly. The self-advertisement at the bottom is just like, why? And this font is just, no. It's just not, And then there's this really weird themed disaster of a window here. We're going to go with Defender on just to see what happens. We're going to go through, delete our partitions. I was testing with this OS before, and hit next. And here we go. We are installing X-Lite Optimum 11. Alright, and here we are inside of Optimum 11. Now I did install VMware tools, so that's why things do look a little better, but here we go. First things first, the cursor is not the regular Windows cursor. It looks like something you'd find in Linux, which is fine. I mean, I'm not against this cursor. I think that Microsoft needs to modernize their cursor anyway, because this cursor's pretty much been the same since Windows Vista, with the exception of the background shadow in Windows Vista, which they removed in Windows 8. So actually, the Windows 11 cursor is 11 years old at this point. I think it's time for a little change. On the desktop, we have the recycling bin and a folder called Extras and Info with some basic things that most Windows tweaks come with, like enable printing, Xbox sign-in, just a whole bunch of tweaks that help things out here. On the taskbar, we can see this isn't the default Windows taskbar. I don't actually know what this is. I mean, we'll try to dive into that a little later. As we can see, this is the default start menu as well as the File Explorer. Let's dive a little bit into this really quick. The File Explorer doesn't have the default File Explorer logo, nor is it like any Windows logo. This appears to be a very custom logo for whatever reason. Again, why change it? I mean, I get it fits with the blue theme, but if you change the background, it's just going to mess it up even more. Then the start menu, but we'll dive into that a little later. Over on the right side of our taskbar, we have our clock that opens up the notifications center. We have our network that is separated from the other two, but opens the same action. Same thing with the volume. Well, Bluetooth actually opens something else. Okay. Then in the tray, we have Windows Defender because we selected the Defender option. And then we also have, what do we have? The USB as well as VMware tools. Moving into the start menu, we can see this isn't the default Windows start menu. This is like the Windows 7 start menu got merged with the Windows 11 start menu, with it being in the middle. First of all, I don't like how small it is. I'm sure there's a way to make it bigger, but I just don't. It's not proportional to at least my screen. I have a 1440p monitor, and it's just not proportional at all. On the right side of the start menu, we have our personal folder, documents, pictures, music, downloads, this PC, control panel, settings, and run. I believe this is customizable. I'm not actually sure how. Oh, look at that. We can actually display his menu and do a whole bunch of cool things. That's actually pretty cool. But I'm sure there's a way to customize this. Then we have the start menu that we can pin stuff to. So if I say pin to start, there we go, just like that. So it acts almost identically to the Windows 7 one. Going to all programs, here is our typical apps. A lot of stuff included here, but again, it's minimal. That's the one thing I do like about this. I mean, this is really core Windows, and that's it, which I do like. I mean, it's not aimed to be a lightweight operating system, but it's much better than typical Windows 11. There's no Candy Crush or anything like that. Then under X-Lite Tools, we have, the optional folder, which is the same thing on the desktop. Furthermore, we have, let's see, File Explorer Transparency on or off, Search, which is, oh, that looks like a different search feature. I don't actually know what that is. Win Arrow Tweaker, so that must be for like the taskbar. Firewall on and off, Print Spooler on and off, Update Service on and off. So I want to see what else we have before we turn that on. Moving into settings, the first thing, like I just said, I want to see if Windows Update is on by default, and it is not. The updates are paused until the year 3000, so they have decided to disable Windows Update by default, which is not something that's uncommon for custom Windows ISOs, because typically Windows updates over time break custom builds, but in terms of security, this is in no way a good thing. Updates should be on, but we're not going to turn them on and risk of breaking the operating system. Let's see what specific version of Windows this is. This is, let's see, Windows 11 Pro 24H2. So it is actually a beta build. This is an insider build 2610.2, not actually out for public RTM release yet. So again, still a beta. I wouldn't have built a custom build on this. So that should mean we also have all the regular 24H2 build features as well. Right-clicking on the desktop, we can see we have, not the Windows 11 style right-click menu, but we have like a Windows 10 style, but also has more features like command prompt, control panel, kill unresponsive tasks, which is pretty cool. Restart Explorer, safe mode, system properties, personalize, and display settings. We can see there's a whole bunch of custom Windows themes, but we can't activate them for the simple reason that Windows isn't activated. Let's take a look at CPU and RAM usage as well as disk space usage. So this actually takes up about 4 gigabytes of space, which is no way bad at all. I mean, this is so much better than Windows 11. I actually am glad that it takes up so little space. Going into the task manager, let's see what we got going on here. This is a 2-core VM on a 10700K, and we're sitting at about 8%, 10%, 3% CPU usage. 8 gigs of memory, we're using 1.9 or 2 gigabytes of memory, so not bad, to be honest. So that being said, this was a brief overview of the updated X-Lite Optimum 11 build. Better than what it was a year ago, but still not where I want it to be. I would prefer something like Rectify 11 that just removes all the crap from Windows 11, and that's it. I don't see the necessary part of like this, or even changing the icon or things like that. But hey, to each their own. I'm in no way critiquing people that like this. I mean, it's just something that it's a personal taste. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, as I do all kinds of different technology videos, including device restorations. That being said, I'll see you all in the next one.